Hello, everyone. So it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue, back for today's Cricut Chat. Um, yes, with my barky dogs. Do apologize for them. They usually just bark in the beginning. If you're new, just so that you know, and they we work out of my home in my studio, which is on the porch. So they love to be part of it and they love to say hello. Anyway, so this is Frida from Miss Rita to the Rescue, and we do this program called Cricut Chat every morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. If you're watching live, make sure to say hello to the people in the chat because they are there for you, and they love new people. This is an extremely friendly group, and we have a lot of fun with this program. So good morning to everyone. Seeing a lot of people on. Let's see, I've got Thelma and Linda and Leslie, Bren, hi Bren, Loretta, hi Eileen. We got our Mama Bear and Laura and Kirsten. Lola is the troublemaker. She is a bit of a troublemaker. She's actually loud. Teddy Bear is the troublemaker, but he's my favorite, and so he gets away with a whole lot more. So today on Cricut Chat, we're here in my new. It's actually not new, but it's a new setup. I'm gonna pan over in a second to show you what I'm talking about, but I had been complaining um, to my special person that I didn't have enough room for all the machines that I had from Cricut and and all the like heat presses and everything. So he made me this sort of, it's very homemade looking, but it really is, it's quite lovely. It's sort of, I'm just gonna like pan over so you can sort of see, but now I can have my lamp, and look, I've got my Cricut Explore 3 and my regular maker, and then I've got all my little heat presses, and there's my Empress, which is brand new, and there's my Joy, and this is the new EasyPress 3. And so I feel like I was able to get everything on the table, and when I get to do something I can pull it out, and then when I'm done I put it back on the shelf. So yeah, it was my special person did that for me, and I kind of explained the really cool trick to it was he put a strip of, everything has plugs, right? And so I was like running because my house is old. We don't have a whole lot of plugs, and he had to upgrade some plugs, but it just wasn't enough. So he put this whole strip of plugs in the back. You can't see it, but I was able to plug in 12 machines, and it does, we don't have 12 machines on this side, but we have to remember I have the other side, and there's 1, 2, 3 machines on that side. So I was able to plug them all in and not have to use the wall plugs, which are old. Not that they didn't work, but all right. So today's trash day for all my friends that know me. So anyway, okay. Everyone needs more outlets. Everyone. So today what we're going to be doing is we have a great week lined up. Yesterday we did a barrel cactus. If you didn't have a chance to see that live, go check out the replay. It's a 3D barrel cactus, and I actually made a whole garden of them that I'm gonna put as a decoration. I think I'm gonna, when I take my Easter decorations down, put it in the foyer uh on the sofa table. I think that would be fun. But so today we're going to be working with infusible ink. Whoa, I dropped something. Sorry. I'm going to be using Infusible ink, and we're going to be making coasters. This is Infusible ink coasters. They've been around for a couple of years now. But one of the tricks that I like to show people is how to use both the sheets and the pens together in the design. And I've done this on mugs. And in fact, this mug right here is done with that same technique. It says everything will be fine once I have my coffee. And then I developed it for this here. So this is a beautiful drawn plant that I use the transfer sheet on so that it's not plain. It's not like white plain. So this is a technique not a lot of people know about. So I wanted to show you how to do it. And yes, it can be done on the Joy. And yes, it can be ironed on, well, infused basically with any of the easy presses, including the mini, although the mini, it takes a long time. So so if you have any of these, I'm going to show you how to use the EasyPress 3 with the new Cricut Heat, but I also mentioned the heat guide. Okay, so in order to do this, you're going to need some infusible ink. These are transfer sheets. Now, some people are still a little afraid of infusible ink, but they shouldn't be. It's just a kind of iron-on, you see. And let me open up a box so you can see. I think I have an open box here. Okay. So you can buy these in two sizes. You can buy them in this size, which they developed for the mug press. So this is for the, it specifically says for the mug press, which this is fine. It's perfectly sized. You do have to put it on a mat when you're using your machine. So this works out real well, especially if you have the Joy. The only thing is, if you have some infusible ink that are mug, this brand new mug kind, it doesn't include this, which is butcher paper. So you can now buy the butcher paper separately. However, it does go out of stock very quickly. I think people realized that they needed it, and you can buy it at Cricut. So what I do is I basically use the butcher paper that comes in the larger box. So here's a larger box. And yes, this can be used on the Joy. You will need to cut it down. But you, in this case, I think this is a better deal anyway, because you're getting, in this case, 4 transfer sheets plus your butcher paper in a box, and you take each sheet and you can cut it down. I think I cut this one down here. Let's see. Right. So I took a 12 by 12 inch sheet and I cut it down to 2 and sort of a half sheet. So I took this sheet and I cut it down using my cutter, my personal cutter. I don't know if you guys want to see that, but it's pretty easy. Just going to take this 12 by 12 sheet, and let's do that. Let's do that, because I don't want people to think I wasn't thorough enough. That's sort of my claim to fame. Okay, but I did drop something. I dropped something. I hope the dogs don't get to it. Okay, because that's for tomorrow. Okay, so if you're using the larger sheets, obviously if you're using the small sheets, you do not need to cut them down. But if you're using the large sheets, what you would do is you would take them out. Now this, you'll notice on the transfer sheet, this is called a transfer sheet. This is the part that has the ink, and then this is the part that's sort of like the protective thing when you're infusing it. Okay. And you're going to take your cutter, or you can do this by hand, but I like to use my cutter. And we are going to take it and flip it through here. Either side is fine, but we're going to choose 4.5 inches. So you see I have a 4.5 inch mark right here. And We're going to cut that. I'm not doing it straight. Of course, I'm not doing it straight. But here we go. We're going to get two 4.5-inch sheets and then a little piece left over. And then what you can do is take these 4.5-inch sheets and, oh, I cut it at 5.5-inch. That's why. But you can take these 4.5-inch sheets and put them onto your mat. So in this case, we're using a Joy. So I have a Joy mat. It's a 12-inch mat, which means that I'll probably get two cuts from this. So yeah, I did cut it too big. You see that? But that's okay. As long as it's within, it's not like hanging over, that sort of thing. So, and at any rate, this is what you would do if you cut it down like this, and you'd get it ready to go onto your Joy. Now, what the thing that's different about this is that we're going to then also use these pans. So here is a Joy pen for infusible ink. Now, no other pan is going to... Right. Okay. Someone's having oil delivered. It's kind of late in the game to have oil delivered, isn't it? Oh well. Anyway, so we're going to be using the pens. Whether I'm using my Joy or I'm using my other machine, we need to use infusible ink pens. These are actually the Joy ones, but they're not as juicy because I haven't done something with this in a while. So they weren't super juicy, but thankfully I did. So this is what this one looked like that I did right just before coming on. Teddy bear, come on now, stop. Let's see. Yeah, okay. This is the one I did with the Cricut Joy. And I'm going to show you how it works, but I also wanted to show you that I did also do on my maker. I did also these here. So my rule of thumb is to pick a lightish color. So this is a little bit dark, if you ask me. So I am going to take this green. It's sort of like a washed green, and I'm going to put it ink side up onto my mat. Okay, then I'm going to get my iPad, and I am going to find something that's going to fit. Now, there are these already made and already sized, so this is what I used for today, and these are easy to find in Design Space. So let me just show you. There's 4 different ones. You might have a favorite, or you might want to do all 4, and then you can have a whole set of them. What are you walking off on? Okay. Teddy bear's walking off with something in his mouth. Okay. So you might want to do whatever you want to do, or you can find other options here by going to images, and you can type in drawn coaster if you want, or just coaster for images, and you will see there's a bunch of images on there. So basically we're looking for a project that has writing on it, and we're going to cut with, so here's one that has writing on it. And here's another one. Wine is my favorite fruit. This is real cute. This has a rose, a butterfly. So there's quite a few here. And you can choose, and there are 2 different size coasters. There's a square cork coaster, and then there's the ceramic circular ones, but there's quite a few here. I happen to choose this one, and I hope this is going to work. If I go to view image set, you will see that there are already a bunch here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 already made. You can just pull that into your canvas, which is what I did. and they are perfectly sized. These are 3.5 inch in diameter, right? Isn't that the word? Single, yeah, diameter. And there's 4 of them in a pack. Don't just buy any old coaster. You definitely need to buy, if you're not going to buy specifically the Cricut, you do need to buy something that will work with sublimation, because they have a special coating on them. So there is like a coating, you can kind of feel it. There's a coated and an uncoated side. The uncoated side will not work with infusible ink. So you need to use only this side. Suppose you could put something here, but I don't think infusible ink, like if you wanted to put, I don't know, your name or something, and you could iron them on that side. But infusible ink requires a certain blank, and that's why we're using these. But you can buy some like substitutes, or off brand ones on Amazon. I just have always used the Cricut ones because they're fairly inexpensive. They make a really nice gift. They're very pretty, hefty, and if you do a whole bunch of the same sort of style, they make a really nice gift. You can put a ribbon around it and everything. So so that's what we're going to use. So once we have these ready to go, we're going to hit make it. And we're going to choose on the mat, because everything with infusible ink does have to be, there's no smart materials for infusible ink. So in this case, you see we have 1 of 4, but we're going to go, and up here, we're going to choose the material size. Let's go here to material size, and we'll choose the 12-inch because we have the 12-inch mat. And you'll notice that on the 12-inch, we're going to get 3. Okay. And that's pretty cool. And then also what we need to remember to do. All right. Okay. Enough. I guess I forgot how annoying her bark was because I haven't been on. Anyway, so I'm trying to close this out and it's not working. Okay, so what we need to remember to, just to kind of get in the habit of it, is that we're going to have to mirror our images. You don't really need to do that for this project. However, it is recommended that you do it, and so you can kind of get in the habit of it. Now I'm going to have problems with working with Design Space for some reason. There's an update going on, so that might be it, but I'm having trouble with Design Space. Let me get out of it and we'll get back into it, and hopefully that will correct it. Yes, there's going to be some maintenance. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go back to my projects, and here is a coaster, and we can hit make it at this point. We're going to put it on the mat, and that's not right. So we need to go back to the mat, and I don't know that it's going to work. All right. Okay. So here it is, and actually it turned the color black. So I'm just going to change the color to, actually not the pen, I'm going to change the basic cut to green. How about that? And then we can see it. All right, so here's our design, and then we're going to hit make it on the mat. Please work. Okay, we're going to, just because we want to get in the habit, we're going to mirror it, and then we hit next, and then we're going to get our pen ready. And when I say get it ready, I mean test it out, because sometimes these pens, even if you store them the proper way, which is tip side down, sometimes the pens can dry out quickly. I don't know the last time I actually did infusible ink with the Joy, so it could be 2 years since I did it, so that's a possibility. But we're going to use a pen, but we're going to choose the material of Infusible ink, which is down here under Iron-On Infusible Ink Transfer Sheet. Okay. So now you'll see down here on my screen that I'm supposed to load a pen into the clamp and then load the material into the machine. So just so that you can see how this works, I'm going to show you. So normally your Joy, and again, you can use any of the other machines for this, so don't feel like this is a Joy only project. So normally your Joy has this, which is your cutting, your blade and your housing. So let's take that out and set it aside. And then we'll take our pen. In this case, it is 1.0 millimeter marker. I like to use the 0.4 for this project, but unfortunately, see how it's not super thick. Let me just see what else we got. We can just pretend that we're doing this. Here, we'll pretend with this purple. So then we'll put the mat in, the pen in there, and then we're going to take and put our mat in. And once it adjusts to make sure we have enough product and it's aligned, we then will just hit go, and it will do all of the writing first. And again, remember, this is reversed. This is infusible ink and infusible ink pen. Okay, you can't just do a regular pen with it. So it is starting first. It will do all of the writing, and then it will do the cutting, but we'll have to swap out the pen for the cutting. I'm moving that over there because the next step is the heating. So we'll pretend we'll go forward in time, and we will use these already cut out pieces to create these. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Cricut EasyPress 3. And the difference between an EasyPress 3 and the EasyPress 2, or the original, is that it uses something called an app. It uses the app. I didn't pause it. Did I pause it? Resume. I don't know why it paused. Okay, so the app, which you can get for free in the Apple or Android shop, is called Cricut Heat. And you would click on that, and you turn on your machine so that it would connect with the app. Okay, so we would tell it at this point, once it's connected. I don't know what's going on with Design Space. It's just kind of a mess today. But now it's connected because I've turned it on, and it's actually heating up to my old settings, which I used recently. So I'm going to choose start a new project. But see, here's Infusible Ink Transfer Sheet. So if you do the same thing over and over again, you can use the last used settings. But I want to show you start from scratch. So here is start from scratch. We're going to choose the transfer material, and we're going to choose the transfer sheet. Now, I know it might be a little confusing here, but we're choosing the sheet because that's what the majority is. So we're going to choose that. And then we will choose ceramic coaster. And we tell the app that we're all set with that. We're going to hit next. And it's telling us it's going to take 240 seconds. So it takes a long time, and 400 degrees. So let's send these settings to our EasyPress, and that's what it's doing. So it's sending that now. Now, if you don't have one of the EasyPress 3 machines, you can also use your EasyPress 2 or original, and I would suggest that you go to the Cricut heat guide, which is still there, and it works for all of these. Oh, look, they have the auto press in there now. Yay! Oh, that's a good thing. Okay, so we're going to choose, in this case, pretend we're going to use our EasyPress 2, and then our heat transfer material is Infusible Ink Transfer Sheet, and then the base material is a ceramic coaster, and then we hit apply. Okay, so it's the same thing, same degrees, 400 degrees for 240 seconds. So depending on which EasyPress you have. Now, some people have asked about irons. In fact, my friend Molly was asking about irons last night. Kind of interesting how I've become the clearinghouse for all of these questions. But she's saying, oh, I want to do it, but I don't have an EasyPress. So she asked, could you use an iron? And yes, you can use an iron for most iron-on products. Okay. But you cannot use it for the Infusible Ink brand because it needs to get really super hot. And super hot is 400 degrees, and most irons do not get that hot. And also they're not as consistent about this, the heat being throughout the plate. That's the difference between an EasyPress and an iron, is that you've got that square. I'll show it to you like that. That whole thing is heated up to 400 degrees, even on the edges. So it's not like with an iron, you know, shaped a little bit different, but on the sides, it's not heated up like that. And that's why you can't use, I mean, you can use it, you won't get the same results, which is kind of a shame. So if you're going all in with this, I would recommend an EasyPress. I did mention that that you can use the mini for this, but it takes a little bit longer because it's of its size and you need to continue to move it around. I would actually not recommend it, but it's a possible. Okay, so let's see. So we did here, it has heated up. I'm just finishing up this cut here, and we will unload it and get it out of the way. So my press is ready to go, and what I'm going to need is a heat pad. Let's go over here. Let's see, did I have a bigger one? These the EasyPress mats, or whatever they call these things, pads, are awesome. This one I've had for a long time. It's like 8 by 10, I think. Yeah, it's like 8 by 10, and this one's 12 by 12. I kind of like this one for this project, so we'll have that. Okay, so here is our mat. Now we need to get our coaster, and we want to have the shiny side up, and then we'll take one of these cutouts, and there really isn't much to cut out or to get rid of. You'll see once you get it out of the machine like this, which is done. Just going to take it off of the mat and cut it, save that for the next time. And then we're just going to take and peel off that extra, just like that. And if it's helpful, I think it is, you're going to sort of clean up the edges a little bit, and I'll show you why. So the reason why is I'm going to now take the written on transfer sheet. I'm going to face this part of the coaster, face the shiny side coaster, and I'm going to then take some heat tape. So this is tape that can tolerate the heat, and I'm going to attach it to this coaster in all 4 quadrants, I guess, like 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. And so here I have a little extra, so I'm just going to clip that. Doesn't much matter, but it gets my tape nice and tight on my coaster. So here it is. It's all ready. See, that's the back side, which is the non-shiny side, and here is the front side, which is the shiny side. And according to the guide, we're going to press this upside down. So let me show you that. Okay, so if you're unfamiliar or haven't done it in a while, it tells you and gives you like detailed instructions. So it's telling you, make sure you tape it, and then you're going to turn it upside down. You're going to put some butcher paper on the bottom, and then you're going to get some more butcher paper, which I have to find around here. Come on, here it is. I'm going to take a sheet of butcher paper, which you can cut in half. And by the way, you can do more than one of these at a time if you want to. Obviously, I'm doing this for demo, so we're doing it one at a time just so everybody kind of sees what we're doing. So here's my butcher paper, and I'm going to put and cover the butcher paper like this. All right. And then I'm going to take my press and gently put it on my coaster. Okay. Now the coaster is thick. So what you want to do is make sure it's resting on top of the coaster. Okay. And then we'll hit the button. Okay. And you'll see that the countdown is happening on my screen. It's 230 seconds to go. And what I did notice is that the heat went down, which is a little odd. I hope that it's still going to create the correct thing. So we'll see what happens there. But okay, so while that's happening, you do not need to press down. You don't have, you just, the weight of the machine is going to do fine. If you do more than one at a time, make sure that the machine is on all of the coasters. So if you did like say 4 with this size press, the machine, that flatness needs to be on all 4 of those coasters. So that's why I did it one at a time. Now, once you've done with this, you're not going to be able to reuse it. Okay, some people have asked that. What happens to infusible ink? Both the pens and the transfer sheets, is that the sheets are impregnated with ink, and then the pens are obviously ink, and they are activated by heat, which means when the heat is applied from the machine, which it does, it turns that ink into a gas, and then the gas being trapped in with the press will just transfer itself onto whatever your blank is, whether it's a shirt or a mug or a coaster or whatever. But it does need that press, like it's really close by, because it turns into a gas, and then it, just kind of like travels and goes onto your blank. But what happens with that is that all the ink that's impregnated on here comes off, and that's what you want, because you don't want it on the paper, you want it on your product or your project. Okay, so you cannot reuse these, even if when you take it off it looks like maybe you could. It would come out very faint, sort of like a ghost image. Okay. And let's see, what else is there to know about this? Not much. It operates, the EasyPress 3 operates the same way as the EasyPress 2. The AutoPress, which we'll do some projects with the AutoPress soon. is a slightly different machine, but it's fun. And so I want to show you that again. And then we also have like the hat press, which can do infusible ink, by the way. The hat press can do that. So while we're waiting for this to finish up, and then we're going to have to wait for it to cool down, let me tell you a few things. First of all, if you're new, or even if you're not new, I wanted to remind you that we have a monthly giveaway this month. Very exciting. We're giving away $1,100 worth of Cricut product in 7 different prizes. So there are 7 prizes that range in value. One of them is a Cricut Joy. Another one is an EasyPress uh, EasyPress bundle. And then there are all kinds of bundles and materials and everything. So if you haven't already, or even if you have, but you haven't done so recently, that's done, by the way. I'm going to just pick it up. Get your name in, because there's only a couple more days. There's today, Wednesday, and I think Thursday, but I'm not sure. And there's already like 1,000 entries in for those prizes. And on Friday, we will be announcing the winners. I will be announcing the winners on Friday. And you want to get your name in, because there's a good chance you may win. And the prizes, by the way, are provided by our friends at Cricut. So I want to thank them. And they will, once we have them picked out, they actually ship right away. We used to have to wait until the end of the month, but this is going to ship. Hey, what are you chewing on? Hold on. Sorry, guys. The dogs are chewing on something, and I hope it's not my foil transfer thing, because I was having trouble finding it, and I think I dropped it. Did you chew it? I hope you didn't. Okay, so thank you to the folks at Cricut for providing those for us. They do that every month, so that means we have this every single month. And I pick different prizes every month, and we just started doing this. It's kind of a bigger prizes, so this is even more fun to do. So this is, by the way, extremely hot. That's why I'm not touching it, but of course, you know me, right? So I want to just peek, because I hate to wait. So but you should wait, and I will continue to talk while I do this, but I'm gonna just kind of try to get some of this tape off without having to touch the coaster, because it is really hot. Anyway, so definitely get your name in for the giveaways. Now, if you have won a major award from me in the last 6 months, you are not eligible to win an award, but I really do appreciate it when you still share and comment and like my any of my 900 videos on YouTube. So thank you for that. Let's see, what else is there to know? Tomorrow we are going to be staying put here. We're going to be using the Joy again, and we are going to be making foil transfer cards using these new foil transfer insert card packs that I got from Cricut, in addition to the insert cards and envelopes as we're accustomed to. You also will find inside foil and foil tape. So I'm going to show you that process start to finish tomorrow. And you can see here, there's how many cards are in this? 10 cards, right? So you get the 10 cards, and then you get 10 inserts, and you actually get 10 foil transfer sheets, and it doesn't list here, but the tape, and then your envelope. So this is one of those, if you're in a sort of card making mood and you want to do a whole bunch of cards, you can find these transfer card packs like this, you see, and they come in all different colors, and you could get to making these, and it's really a lot of fun. So we're going to do that tomorrow. On Thursday, I'm still debating what I'm doing on Thursday. I have a really adorable ladybug card that I want to show you. But also I had this grand idea yesterday to make this apple, well, it's actually not apple blossom, cherry blossom branched, that's illuminated, because I found this I must have had this thing for like 5 years, but it's a box of it's a branch that you put batteries in, and each like of the tips has a light on it that you can put, I guess, into like a vase or something. And I want to use that. I might have to, I'm debating about it, because I think cherry blossoms need to have brown twigs or branches, and these are white, so I'm trying to decide how I'm going to color them. And or I might switch it to apple blossom and just do that. I don't know. You want to do apple illuminate? Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing. So and then the ladybug card we'll just save it for next week. Okay. This is still very hot, but I did manage to get this off here, and I don't want to touch it too much, but here you go. This is what you're going to get when it's not so hot, is that you've transferred, and this particular one was from, what is this called? I don't know where the box is. Oh, this one. So I got this from, this is the box called, does it have a name on it? Oh yeah, Patterns Distressed Cool Water. So this is probably this one here that I used one sheet of this and created enough to make 2 packages of this. So this is a really fun craft. It's once you have all of the little doodads, and what I mean by that is, you know, the tape and the coasters and the EasyPress. It's a lot of fun to do. It is very, very hot. So if you're going to do it with a little or a grand or something, you've got to be careful there. But it's a lot of fun to do in conjunction with any of the machines, but I think especially with the Joy. But just remember that you need to have the proper materials. So the other thing I wanted to mention is that on Friday, when we do the announcement of the giveaways, it's not just going to be that. We're going to also go to Barely Art, their website. They have just come out with a couple of freebies, and Friday's always freebies. So they came out with a couple of floral freebies. And so we'll be doing a floral freebie for Friday. A lot of F's in there. And let's see. And then on Saturday, we're going to be getting together for our monthly Zoom call. It's a little late this month. I apologize for that, but we had the holiday and then I was sick. So on Saturday night, we will have our Zoom call. I'm going to post a link, but I will not post the link on YouTube. And the reason behind that is the last time we did that, we got a lot of like spammers. And in fact, we had one just last month. So we have to kind of keep it away from spammers that will ruin it for everyone. I mean, we were able to get them off right away, but it was pretty graphic, and I didn't want to get in trouble for that. So I will create the link, and I will try to tighten it up on my end, but I'll try to get the word out without having it go around to everyone, and encourage spammers or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what they are, trolls, whatever. So that, yes, no nudies. No, yeah, it was a little more than just nudes too. It was pretty graphic and weird. I mean, just weird. I suppose I should figure out how they got on, but whatever. Anyway, so this is how you make coasters using both infusible ink transfer sheets and the infusible ink pens. Infusible ink pens, by the way, come in a lot of different colors and 2 different sizes. These are for the larger machine, but I just want to show you them. You might have them. This, I think, might have come in a mystery box. I might have been mistaken, but these are infusible ink pens. They're 0.4 millimeter. These are for the large machines, okay? And it comes obviously in a set of 15. 3 of them are missing here. And then this one is a set of 30. And so can you imagine doing this technique with more than one color? I think that would look so awesome. And just, you could have a whole lot of fun with that. So, mailman. So that's going to do it for me for today. I hope that you enjoyed this presentation. And if you did, please feel free to subscribe and get your name in for the giveaways. If you're looking for the link, it's in the description of this video. After I finish up the live, I will put it on there. And we will see you again tomorrow for some more joy project, or a different joy project of these fun foil transfer insert cards. And I will see you all again tomorrow at 9 o'clock. God willing, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy it, and I hope you get some crafting in too, because it's really helpful, isn't it? I love you guys. Take care. Bye.